Hello, Boise State Broncos. My name is Robert Steed from Mountain America's financial education team, and I'm really excited to be able to share with you some financial basics that'll help you get started off on a really good foot in your personal financial journey as you're starting college. First, we're going to take a look at checking and savings accounts just to make sure that you know about them and their importance and their usefulness, as well as some of the tools that come along with those accounts to help you manage your money more successfully. We're going to make sure you understand maybe some safe ways to build credit and understand how that can benefit you, as well as some tips and tricks to avoiding fraud to make sure you don't get tricked as you're getting started on your own, as well as some resources to stay accountable and help you move forward on your plan. These tips and tricks, I should point out, are good as just a standalone bit of information, but they're also in hopes of preparing you for some of the things that, if you continue on and watch some of the Todd Romer content that's going to be available to you, some of the things that I'll mention here will lend itself to success with some of the tips and tricks that he gives you as well. Starting out with checking and savings accounts. Money is going more and more digital, right? The card swipe, the Venmo, our money is mostly represented just simply by a number on a screen. And believe it or not, this is much safer than cash. Cash is still useful, but it is a bit of a dying instrument. And when it's gone, right? Meaning if it gets lost, it's hard to recover. So digital money management actually becomes a great and useful skill to have as you move forward. Some of the benefits of a checking account is that it's a safe place to keep money. Like I mentioned, right? Cash, if you lose it, it's gone. But this is a place where you can begin to set up automatic bill pays for the bills that come. You can I'll show you here in just a second how to do this, but you can make it so bills go where they need to go when they need to go, and you can kind of just set it and forget it. It's a wonderful thing. Gives you access to a debit card, a way to carry your money with you, just like cash, so to speak, but still provides an added layer of security with that. Also gives you access when you do need cash to an ATM and mobile wallets. You can use the Apple Pay, Google Wallet, Android Pay, Venmo and Zelle. And here's one of the more important things too. Sometimes we don't think about it. It leaves a paper trail. If you use your digital accounts or your checking and savings accounts to pay for things, there is a record that cannot be denied. If you send cash through the mail and somebody said, to a landlord, they say they didn't get it, well, it's you versus them, right? But if you've got that paper trail to demonstrate that your money went out, that can be a useful thing. One thing we do recommend, and Todd will say something about this too, is that you think a little differently about the way that you manage your money with your checking and savings accounts. Technology has enabled some great tools and great abilities with the way you can move your money to not only just have one checking, one savings, but where you can do things that'll allow you to monitor your goal progress. You can set up multiple savings accounts. You can set up automatic transfers to those accounts where whenever you get paid, your money's going straight to where it needs to first. This is one core principle for financial success. Make sure your money goes where it needs to first, and then you can begin to spend a little bit more freely, and you can sleep a little bit better at night, actually, knowing some of those things are happening. So you can see here on the left, you can see an example of multiple savings accounts with goal named and with goals. You can also see here in the middle and on the right, I showed you a little something here. You can begin to set up those automatic transfers. This is the same process you can do for automatic bill pay. If you've got a utility bill due, you can add your utility company as a payee, and you can go in and just like this, you can select the account from which the bill will be paid, when to pay it, how often to pay it, and you can hit that submit bill pay or submit this automatic transfer, and now your money begins to be taken care of automatically. You can also set up those automatic transfers between your checking and savings accounts to make sure that things are funded when they need to be funded. So that's kind of that first little financial basic. Make sure if you don't have a checking account yet or a savings account, make sure to get one. That's probably one of the more important things you can do. If you've already got a financial institution, check on some of these features, these multiple accounts. Some of them might have account minimums. Again, this is where a credit union might be more useful. Generally, those minimums are a lot lower. If you don't have a financial institution, obviously, we would love to be able to earn your business, but make sure you check and find the institution that's best for you, that has the features and the accounts that meet your needs. Hey, number two, let's make sure we understand credit and how to build it safely. I've had a few financial counseling appointments with younger individuals just getting started out on their own, and one of them actually told me the first thing that she said when I said, how can I help you out? She said, I suck at adulting. and that was in her case because she didn't have parents that gave her very good advice. Credit is a very important element to your financial future. Your credit score is a demonstration to other entities how trustworthy you can be with money and with their resources. Many different institutions and entities can look at your credit score. It's not just when you're trying to get a loan. Grad schools, so those of you who might be considering that, can look at credit. Employers can look at credit. Landlords can look at credit. And so it's not just the financial institutions. This can be an important feature in quite a few elements of your life when you're looking that have implications, financial implications. So when we talk about building your credit, many of you probably don't have a credit history at all. And you've heard maybe some of the horror stories of getting in trouble with credit cards. Your credit score is made up of a number of different parts, 5 different parts. But I can tell you that there are 4 things that you need to remember in order to have a good credit score. It's not sexy, but it is important, and this is the way to do it. You pay on time, every time, for a long time, and don't max anything out. If you can remember those 4 things, you will have a very good to exceptional credit score over the course of your life. And as you improve your credit score, that's when more and more benefits come. You can get the lower rates. You can get improved terms. There are a number of different things depending on what it is you're applying for. Now, many of you, when you turned 18, probably started getting letters in the mail from a number of financial institutions saying you have pre-qualified for such and such and such and such credit limit. Even though you don't have a credit history, be careful when looking at credit cards and lines of credit. Pay very close attention to the interest rate. A high interest rate makes your purchases cost more, right? If something happens where you're unable to pay on time, it can be a little tricky. So I wanted to introduce you to this as well, a way to start to build credit safely. Mountain America has this, and I would assume most financial institutions have this, but it's called a secure credit card or a secure line of credit. This is where you can take some of your saved money and in essence give it to your financial institution. So if you did your banking with Mountain America, you would go into a branch and you would say, I want to open a secure line of credit. Here is $300 that I've saved, and Mountain America would take that and secure it in an account that you didn't have access to, but could see, and then they would give you a legitimate credit card with a $300 limit. This is especially useful if you don't have any credit history and can't qualify for maybe a good rate. You now have a $300 credit card that you can begin to spend on and pay off. And if one of those emergency situations happens where maybe you lose a job or other expenses come up that were completely unexpected that maybe you weren't ready for, given most of your college incomes, now if you can't make the payment, rather than that being late payments or charge-offs or starting to get in trouble with your credit history, remember you have that $300 secured, that's your money, that now can be used to pay off the balance of the credit card. So again, a safe way to begin to build a credit history. Mountain America has this. If you've asked your financial institution for something like this, it's a great way to begin to do that safely and start to gain that credit reputation. Another option for building credit is a little bit trickier because it does depend on your relationship with maybe your parents or another trusted adult who already has a line of credit that you could hop onto. And so but I want to make you aware of it. It's where you can be added as what's called an authorized user on a line of credit. This, for example, your parents could contact whoever they have a credit card with and let them know, hey, I've got my son or daughter who is over the age of 18, who wants to start building a credit history, and I want to add them as an authorized user on my credit card. What this does is it gives you access to their line of credit, and so that's why I say it might be a little bit trickier depending on your relationship with your parents or how much they might be willing to do something like that, but I want you to know that it is an option as well as the secured line of credit. Number 3, Making sure we avoid fraud. Believe it or not, you might think fraud is just something that happens to older folks, right? Those calls, emails to save the Nigerian princess, or phone calls about Medicare or Social Security, or the IRS is coming to get you. But if you take a look at this, it's very interesting. The younger individuals, probably due to unfamiliarity with financial things, have the highest percentage of being tricked, so to speak, into losing money. You can see, obviously, the older individuals still get tricked, and they have more to lose, and so they've got those higher average loss or highest combined losses. But 43% of 20 to 29-year-olds report having succumbed to some sort of fraudulent charge or giving away their money. Okay. And so some things to look for as you're out and about on your own now. Beware of unusual requests. Okay. If it seems strange, too good to be true, right? If somebody's suddenly willing to give you money that maybe you didn't know, or it seems a little far away, an unbelievable investment opportunity, right? Be careful about these things. Read carefully the emails or the social media posts that might come your way. Recognize if there's misspellings or unusual uses of capital letters. Here's a use for your English class, right? Making sure you understand the use of the English language. Okay, that's another key thing. Use another source to contact the business or individual. Okay? If you get a call from the IRS threatening you about reclaiming property or tax problems, don't call the number. Call them through another way, right? Go to their website, make sure that the number that you call, there's things to be careful of. Use other ways to get to the business or individual. Okay. Some other things that you can do, and this goes along with the checking and savings account. Set up your alerts, right? You can go online in most financial institutions, and you can set up a notification. You can be texted or emailed if there's a charge to your debit card or credit account beyond. You can set it for any charge, or for one that's over $10, $20, whatever it might be. But set up those notifications so you can be notified immediately when there's a problem. Card Manager allows you to shut off your card if needs be. Review your statement each month. Make sure that every line item you can account for. If you're purchasing online, make sure you look for that S, right, at the end of the HTTP, to make sure that it's a secure website, that there's a level of encryption for your data as you're purchasing it. Using antivirus software, trusted email links, right? These are some things to look out for and to be careful as you're getting started. As simple as this might sound, something else to consider is how you pay for things. Swiping your card is actually much less secure than dipping or inserting the chip, or tapping using your phone or some of the enhanced credit or debit cards. The dip or tap method actually adds an even further layer of encryption on your data, as opposed to the swipe, where it just unloads all of your information into the system. So some things to consider as you're out and about, and those wily foxes out there might be trying to steal some information from you. And the last thing is to stay accountable to yourself and others. And this one has two parts, and maybe it should be involving others. Todd will talk a little bit more about this as well if you continue on to watch, as you should, his content. But there are two elements that come to my mind. Some research has been done with regards to stress and happiness, and the way your money can assist in that. And so the first thing is stay accountable to your community. Use your money to better others' situations if you can. College can be a very stressful time, and believe it or not, giving some of your money can help you manage it better. Research has found that people who give money manage it better. They keep track of it better. They almost feel like they have more than they really have. They've got that feeling of I have enough because I can give some away. And if you take a look at this, across the world, from Ghana, third world countries, to United States, Canada, first world countries, and everything in between, 136 countries studied. Donating to charity, which would be an individual or an entity where you feel you're making a difference, had a similar relationship to happiness as doubling household income. The stress of college, some of it, believe it or not, can be relieved when you're using your money to stay connected to your community and improve it. Another feature for accountability is something to consider. If you have questions, concerns, trouble, you're not sure if something's fraudulent, you're not sure maybe where to go, use the resources available to you to find dependable answers. You have a financial wellness program on campus. Dana, who has asked us to do these workshops for you, she's great. You can contact that financial wellness center for the email shown there, financialwellness@boisestate.edu. Utilize her and that center to help you, that program to help you with your student loans, with other questions, research into financial issues. If you need or want some other assistance as well, you can contact me and my team. We do financial counseling. We don't open accounts. This is not a sales call. We are an education team, and we can help answer questions as well because of our association with Boise State and the community that we serve in Idaho. And so keep yourself accountable to good sources. Ask questions if you need help with spending money and controlling those kinds of things you find being out on your own. Ask for that help. There are resources available to you. And we'd love to continue to be a resource for you in any way that we can, assisting you here at Boise State and making sure that you can master your money and achieve your financial dreams. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions, and best of luck as you continue. Enjoy Todd's 5 steps to financial success as well. He shares some really good truths that can kind of help you with your money there. Best of luck to you as you start your journey.